Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel, or of course welcome to my channel if you're new. If you are new, then hello, lovely to meet you. My name is Alex, and if you are new here, make sure you stick around and subscribe, and also put the notification bell on just so you're notified of every single time that I upload. So for today's video, we are going to be doing my next draw. I was originally going to do my eye draw, but if I'm honest, it is just such a mess that I'm probably going to leave that until after I do all of my face stuff. So that's why I'm doing my face palette draw today. I have quite a lot of face palettes, to be honest, but once I do my face palettes I can then go back to like my eye stuff, and then I can do my lip stuff. I've got so much lip stuff, but I just thought the face palette would be like kind of the next thing in the collection, because obviously my last video was my like highlighters and blushes. I do have two collections in here that are not face palettes. You can see the Revolution Neon stuff and the Makeup Obsession palettes. I'm going to just quickly take these out because obviously they're not part of the face palette collection. They are just overflow because I can't physically fit them anywhere else. So we can just crack on with all of my like face palettes kinds of things. So I think we're just going to have to start from the front. I do actually have palettes behind these ones standing up, so it's probably just be best to start from, you know, like the front and then work your way backwards kind of thing. Okay, right, we'll start with the small palettes at the front. So the first one I have here is the Essence Contouring Duo palette. I waited for this for so long to come back in stock. It seems to go out of stock so quickly. This is amazing. I think they have this light one, yeah, lighter skin, and they also have a medium one. If you've got a fair skin tone, definitely recommend, because you can like mix these shades together as well. And obviously I bought this because of Make Me Up Misser. But yeah, this is so good. It's super affordable, and when I say super affordable, I mean like £3 something. It is amazing. Definitely recommend this. Next I have two Revolution palettes that are in like the same packaging. The first one is the Patricia Bright's face palette. I have mine in the shade Moonlight Glow because it is the lightest one. I did include this in my August favourites because I just use it all the time, even though it looks like I don't, but I use mainly the contour and blush like all the time. I do like the highlighter, I just prefer using my like single highlighters I've got. I love this packaging as well. And then the other one is the Flamingo blush palette. This is absolutely beautiful. Both these palettes retail for about £8. But look how stunning these shades are. I wish there was like more of a shimmery blush in here, because these two do look quite similar, but it is beautiful. So the ones I've got standing up here, I have the Zoe the Basic Moment palette. I've had this for years, coming up to like 3 years now. I remember because I reviewed this on my blog, so that was many years ago. I obviously used this palette to absolute death because it was one of my like first face palettes. So yeah, this contour shade, blush shade, obviously I've hit pan on. And this highlighter was okay. It was just like maybe a teensy weensy bit too gold toned for me, but yeah, I just absolutely love this palette. This is still available to buy, by the way. I think this is about £15 or so, so it's not too bad in price, but I obviously very clearly loved it. Next we have this by I Heart Revolution. This is just the fair contour palette. In here you get a contour shade and a highlighter, and you do get a mirror in here as well. This is so good. I think they do this in about 4 or 5 shades. But this is perfect for fair skin tone, so if you've got a similar skin tone to me, definitely recommend the fair one. I think this is about £6, so it's super affordable. I have this by Rimmel. I used to have this ages ago, but I had it in the wrong shade, and then I recently bought it when Superdrug did their buy one get one free, because Make Me Up Misser was raving about it, and I just thought, you know what, let's give it a go. It's from Rimmel, so it was only about £6 or £7, but this is in 002 Coral Glow, and it is a beautiful like travel friendly contour palette. Then next I have my beloved Benefit palettes. This first one is the Pink Squad. This is still available to buy, by the way. Benefit did these around Christmas time last year, but you can still buy them. They are in like Boots and online. The reason I wanted this, well, this is actually Make Me Up Misses. She did a huge declutter, and I managed to pinch this one off of her. The reason I wanted it is because it has California in it, and this was like the last blush I really wanted in my collection, and now I've collected like every Benefit blush palette that I wanted. It also has Tickle, which is a little bit too dark for me, but it also has Dandelion on here, which obviously I can use. And then my favourite Benefit palette is this one. This is the Mini Bronze Squad, and in here you get Gold Rush, get Cookie, which is like my favourite, one of my favourite highlighters, and then you get a Hoola as well. So yeah, I absolutely love this. I think they were both like £26 when they released, but yeah. Oh, I forgot I had this one. I have another Benefit palette. This is the Cheeky Camper. And the reason I wanted this one is because it has a Hoola light in it, and I've almost run out of my one. It's got a very tiny bit, it's got a very tiny amount left in it, so I needed a backup. So this is in this palette. Got another Dandelion and a Coralie Star as well. So yeah, I love these Benefit palettes. I cannot wait to see like what they release for Christmas. Next I have this palette by Flower Beauty. It's the Lift and Sculpt palette. It has a contour, blush and highlight in it. This is about £12 from the Drugstore, so it's a little bit more on the pricey side for Drugstore, but it is a beautiful palette, and I think this is the only makeup I've got by Flower Beauty. This is in the shade light to medium, and it works really well for me. I have two collab face palettes by Revolution in this packaging. The first one is my Soph palette, which, I mean, I absolutely love this palette. It's literally like my holy grail highlighter palette because it's so affordable, but it is amazing. I've obviously heavily hit pan on this shade. This is my favourite. Hit pan on this one, and I am working my way through like these other two at the top as well. But yeah, I love that. It's only £8 as well. And then I have my Roxy blush palette. I was so excited when Roxy released this because I've been wanting Revolution to come out with a blush palette like this, and it's just absolutely stunning. Obviously I use more of these shades. This shade's probably my favourite. I always go back to this one, but yeah, it's just absolutely stunning. Again, that is £8. Next I have my Barry M Flawless Chisel Cheeks Contour Cream Kit. If I'm honest, I've never even used this. As you can see, I've like not even touched it. I think I've swatched that shade or accidentally touched it. I don't really use cream contour palettes, but I keep it in here anyway, just in case. One day I'm like, I need a cream contour palette. Whoops. I'm just going to lay some of these down. Now, this is very new to my collection, and this is thank you to Make Me Up Miss because she actually bought this for me. And it's absolutely stunning. It has 3 like bronzer contour shades and then 3 highlighters. Have used this. I use these 2 shades for bronzer and contour, and I use this for my highlighter, and it is absolutely beautiful. It is about £15, so it's a little bit more pricey than other face palettes that I have, but it's just absolutely stunning, and just a massive thank you to Miss her because that was just so incredibly kind, and she didn't need to do that whatsoever. But as I said, she's a real life angel. And then the other ones at the back here is I have my Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero palette. Obviously I think this is still available to buy now, but I bought this back in 2017 when it first released. So obviously I didn't need to buy a new one because I mean I still haven't worked my way through this one, but I do use this occasionally. But they're so expensive as well, so I don't really use them a lot like on my channel. I use them more in like my everyday life. Next I have the Be Perfect Mama Mitchell Sub-Zero palette. This is quite new to my collection. I've had it for about a month or so. If I'm honest, I haven't really used it that much. I can't really use a lot of the shades in this, to be honest. I can probably get away with these 3. I don't know if I could get away with that, and then I definitely couldn't get away with these ones. This palette is probably more for like makeup artists, which makes sense because Mama Mitchell is a makeup artist. I mean, it says it right there. But yeah, I probably can get away with these 3 palettes, but I like to have variety of brands when it comes to things like this. If I just take the ones from the side, so obviously you can see here that I have my Jacqueline highlighter palette in the shade The Flash. I bought this when Morphe had a 50% off Jacqueline Cosmetics when it was £29. There's no way on this earth I would have bought this at full price, but I mean, I must admit, I know I haven't been swatching any, but they are so stunning. Like, it is beautiful. If you can get this on offer, I would highly recommend it. I don't use it a lot on my channel just because of how expensive it is, but I do use it a lot in my like everyday life. Next, I have my ABH contour kit. I've had this for God knows how long, and I still haven't hit pan. I tried to like get through the middle to see if I can see like how far down I am, but it's like I've barely touched any of it. Like, but I honestly have used this so much. I've had it for years, and I've used this shade so much, and I just haven't hit pan on it, which is really odd. I don't really use any of the other pans in it, to be honest. I think this is expired. I've had this for so long, but oh well, I still have it anyway just because of how expensive it is. Next, I have the Morphe face palette. Again, this is quite new in my collection. Had it for about a couple of months or so. I love this palette. I just hate the fact that this contour shade is warm. I wish it was more cool tone, because obviously you have these two bronzers here which are warm, and then you have a warm contour as well, so it kind of defeats the purpose of a contour. And then I just wish maybe one of these blushes were a bit more peachy, and I'd have loved to see an icy highlight, but I mean, apart from that, this is a really nice palette. I do use it occasionally. Haven't used it an awful lot though. Mine's in the shade 8F. This is the lightest palette. I have been told to buy the next one up, and the shades in it are a little bit better. But I mean, they're £24. They're quite expensive, so I'm just sticking with that one for now. I have a few I Heart Revolution palettes. This first one is Praline. I'm not sure if you can buy this separately. I'm pretty sure you can, but this is what the palette looks like. Admittedly, I don't really use these I Heart Revolution palettes. I've had them for so long, but in this palette I can get away with like 3 out of 5 shades. I can get away with this if I use a light hand, the blush, and this kind of highlighter. I wish they did like palettes for specific skin tones, because that would make a bit more sense. I have this Marshmallow palette, which you can't actually buy. This come out at the Christmas just gone, and they never released it individually, but this just has a few blushes in here, and also this like bronzer shade. Again, I don't even think I've used this. I might have swatched it, but I've definitely not used it. But I'm not gonna lie, I love the packaging, so that's why I keep it. And then the last like big I Heart Revolution palette I've got is Toffee Apple, and then to be honest, this one is a bit mixed as well. It's probably better for like medium to deeper skin tones. I could probably get away with these two, and maybe the blush as a topper, but these two are way too dark for me. Again, I don't really use this. I have obviously done a video reviewing this, but to be honest, I don't think I've even used it since then. Then the last two contour palettes I've got down the side are, of course, my Revolution and Roxy palette. You guys know how much I love this palette. This is obviously my favourite contour shade. I can use this as a bronzer as well. It is quite similar to Hula Light, but I do use this mainly as a contour, and I love this palette mainly for the contour shades. I do use the highlighters occasionally, but yeah, I mainly use it for that contour shade. It's only £10 as well, so it's super affordable. And then the last one down the side is my NYX contour kit. Again, it's just, you know, another contour kit. I mean, apparently I can't ever have too many, so I have ones from different brands. This is probably my favourite contour shade out of the whole palette. I think this is a highlighter. Yeah, it is. It's this one here. So it's actually quite nice, but obviously I can't use the majority of these in here, but what can you do? And then I have a few more bits in here. Down here I have this Revolution highlighter palette called Renaissance Illuminate Radiant Rose. This came out absolutely ages ago, and I loved this shade. Like, oh my god, it is beautiful. It's this one here, and I don't really use these ones, to be honest. I could probably put this in my, like, where my small face palettes are, but it's just living in here. And then I have a mini Praline palette, which, to be honest, I completely forgot about. And in here you have 2 highlighters. Obviously I can only really get away with this one, but I love these small palettes. I need to collect some more of them. And then I have this Sleep palette. I did declutter this a couple of times, but it just makes its way back in my collection. I think it's because I'm waiting to get like a single pan of this one. I'm pretty sure that one is called the Equinox. I mean, I can't pronounce that, but they do like single pans of these highlighters. So until I get the single one of these, I won't like get rid of this. But I definitely want to get that at some point. Then I have the Revolution Imagination Face Palette. I did think these were discontinued, but they're not. They are still on the website. This is what it looks like. Obviously, I've heavily hit pan on this. This is just like a plain powder. But I obviously use this one. And to be honest, I can get away with all three of these. Obviously, these two are more suited to my skin tone, but I can get away with this one. And yeah, these two are quite similar, but I do use this one quite a lot. And yeah, I don't really see many people talk about this anymore, but it is a really good contour palette. And then I have this. This has made its way back in my collection. I think they have discontinued this, but I absolutely love this. I threw this away before because this was my favourite contour shade and it broke. However, my amazing friend Carly actually bought this for me. This is the Amplified Palette Mega Mattes palette. And yeah, I've just wanted this again for ages, but it wasn't on the website. And then yeah, Carly managed to get hold of one and she bought it for me and I absolutely love it. I just need to start using it again. I just completely forgot about it because it's right at the back of this drawer. And then the last palette in here is this one. This is the Amplified Get Baked palette. And this one just has loads of highlighters and like blush toppers, like shimmery bronzers and stuff. They look like the pans that are in their original like blush palettes and stuff. So yeah, I just love this palette. It's so pretty. So I'm going to put everything back in here and then we can finish this video. Okay guys, that is everything back in the drawer. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm always interested to see what people have in their collection, so yeah, give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Obviously this is the last like face product drawer, so I will kind of go to my eye stuff drawer, which to be honest guys is just such a mess, but we will get to that and then we can move on to lipsticks, which would be the final drawer. And then next year when I move and I have all of my new makeup storage and I have a lot more room for everything, I promise I will do a makeup collection video, like an updated version. I've had a few people asking me, but until I get this makeup organised, I've got so much overflow in my plastic drawers because I just physically can't fit everything in these Alex drawers. So yeah, once I have all of my organisation sorted and new storage, I will do a new makeup collection video as a whole. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in my next video. Bye!